What's going on, guys? Welcome to Gizmodect, and today I'm going to do a full review of the Gionee GPad G2. Launched by a Chinese company in India, the Gionee GPad G2 is a 5.3-inch phablet with some amazing specs like a quad-core processor, 1GB of RAM, a 240 ppi large display for a very budget price. Let us start off by talking about the design of the phone. The design is simplistic, and with around 9.9mm thickness, this is really one of the thinnest phablets available in the Indian market. On the front there are some sensors, a speakerphone as well as a 2-megapixel camera along with 3 capacitive buttons and a microphone at the bottom. On the sides are the volume rockers and a power button which is very oddly placed. On the top is the headphone jack and the bottom has a micro USB port for charging and data syncing. The phone feels substantial in the hand. It is not heavy and it is not light either. The back has an 8-megapixel camera which is not the best you can get, but we will talk about it later. On the bottom right is the speakerphone which is fairly loud but can be annoying at full volumes. The back of the phone is removable and the back cover is made up of a glossy plastic. Inside we have the 3000 mAh battery, a micro SIM slot, a normal SIM slot as well as a micro SD card slot. Gionee has already bundled a 16GB memory card which is very nice, and most of the manufacturers in this budget range don't include any kind of SD cards. So this was all about the exterior of the phone. Now let us talk about the performance. So I did a bit of a benchmarking on this device and the benchmark scores were pretty high for a phone of this range, but they are not compatible to the quad-core devices from Samsung or Sony, which actually cost double in the Indian market. As you can see on the screen, I have the different benchmark scores of the benchmarks that I did. The GPad G2 does a great job in running Android as well as its features. The multitasking works flawlessly, and even after loading a lot of apps, the phone does not slow down. And tasks like browsing, mailing, etc. are very snappy with almost no lag. I could load up heavy websites such as The Verge and it could handle the zoom in zoom out, and it rendered the page very well. Thanks to the large display, the content looks very nice. Even heavy apps like Google Earth, which has a lot of 3D rendering, worked very well, which ironically lag on my Xperia S. Gaming was also a breeze on this phone. I downloaded various famous titles such as NFS Most Wanted, Modern Combat 4, Riptide GP, Dead Trigger and Temple Run 2, and they all ran really well with no noticeable lag. The only games that lagged were Asphalt 7 and Gangster Vegas, but Gangster Vegas has some issues with itself too. Out of the box, we are greeted with Android 4.1.2 and all its great features. Gionee has its custom launcher with various themes and widgets to choose from. I was not a big fan of these as they cause a little lag while navigating to the home screen, as well as the animations were slow. So to get a proper performance, I loaded up Nova Launcher along with an icon pack as well as HD widgets, and the phone was as snappy as it could get. There was no real lag in using the phone for daily purposes. Even the Android 4.1 JellyBean features such as Google Now as well as Project Butter seem evident on this phone. One of the major issues with the budget smartphones is that the camera is not very good, and in the GPad G2 too I wasn't impressed much. The camera app has a simple interface. You can set various image properties and resolutions. The max photo output is 8 megapixel and video output is 720p. The video camera also has a tap to focus functionality, but the photos lacked a decent amount of sharpness and the indoor performance was very poor, with images turning out to be grainy. The camera seemed rather incompatible with some applications indoors. When I used Camera 360 or Instagram, the image outputs were very dull and not so bright, but the stock camera took them perfectly. So the overall view is that if you don't use the camera much or you only use it outdoors, you won't have any major issues with this phone. The 5.3-inch screen is really nice. Viewing angles are great and colors look vivid. With 960 by 540 resolution, the display has only 241 ppi, which is good but not that appealing to me as my phone has a 341 ppi. But you get more screen real estate on this phone and movie watching would be a treat for you. The display is very much reflective, which makes it hard to use even with full brightness outdoors. Typing is amazing on this phone. With such a big screen, you can type quickly and easily without making any kind of mistakes. The battery life was also very good on this phone. I was able to pull out a day completely. I had the brightness turned up to 100%. I did a bit of browsing, moderate to high gaming as well as data downloading. I was running dual SIMs, one with HSPA plus 3G. So with it I could easily pull out a day, so battery life is not a big problem on this phone. It is decent and you can easily get through a day and a half. The call quality was nice and clear and the dual SIMs worked perfectly. The provided flip cover is a really nice addition and it can wake up and shut the screen when you flip it. Overall the phone is nicely built and it has nice hardware which gives you a fast performance. It can handle most of the games and everyday tasks easily and also provides a great battery life. The camera isn't very good on this phone, but it depends on you whether it is a big deal for you or not. For 13,990 rupees, I would have no problem recommending this phone to anyone. So this sums up my review of the Gionee GPad G2. If you have any of the questions regarding the phone, please drop it in the comment section. Be sure to hit the like button if I have helped you and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching guys.